our staff and certainly our residents. It is a privilege to be with you all here today in Norfolk County Council chambers, welcoming the Honourable Graydon Smith, Minister of Natural Resources, as well as staff and community members and guests into council chambers. And with that, I will turn it over.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Your Worship. It's great to be here in Norfolk again, in Simcoe again. Had the opportunity to, earlier this year, be here as part of our roundtable on oil and gas wells and a conversation with municipal leaders. And the municipality was very kind to kind of be the host community for that earlier in 2023. And we were just talking, it was kind of an exceptional weather day then, too. I think it was raining really, really hard that day. And today we got a little bit of snow, so welcome to Ontario weather. That's what you get. But it's great to be here. Great to see so many members of council and staff as well, and fire department. Very, very pleased to be in the community for an important announcement today, to share an update and share our progress that the Government of Ontario has made to address the risks from old and inactive oil and gas wells here in Ontario. You'll recall in June, our government announced a $23.6 million investment to strengthen the development of a province-wide action plan to support municipalities addressing the risks that exist in their communities. And these investments will plug old oil and gas wells and provide research to better understand the issue. And as part of that investment at the time, we announced $7.5 million over the next 3 years to help municipalities reduce risks and enhance emergency preparedness within their communities. So today, I'm pleased to share with all of you that in the first year of this program, Norfolk County will be provided $280,000. The funding will be used by the municipality to purchase gas monitoring and health and safety equipment, provide health and safety training to staff, and develop an education campaign for residents. These are necessary steps to tackle the complex challenges related to legacy oil and gas wells that exist throughout southwest Ontario and in areas here like Norfolk County. And the development of our provincial action plan and our support for municipalities will continue to be an ongoing process, a process with both short and long-term deliverables and several key opportunities for conversation and for input. And we're very appreciative of the conversations and the input that we've received thus far to help us continue to develop this strategy. In addition to plugging more wells under our Abandoned Works program, my ministry is making progress on our investment in research and science, which is enhancing our understanding of legacy oil and gas wells across Ontario's landscape. We'll continue to, again, welcome that input and insight from impacted municipalities, industry leaders, Indigenous partners, key stakeholders, and the public as we implement the action plan. We're committed to improving collaboration between all levels of government. And by working collaboratively and with seeking input from key partners, we'll ensure our plan remains responsive to the needs of municipalities like Norfolk County. So Ontario communities with old oil and gas wells are safe places to live, safe places to raise a family. And I know that by working together, we can help prevent future incidents and keep Ontarians safe. Thank you very, very much.
Hi, Mr. JP Tadashi, Hamilton Spectator. Thanks for taking our questions. We've talked to some residents who, in Halton and Norfolk, who discover old gas wells on their properties, and they're nervous about telling the government because they're worried about being hit by a hefty bill. Yeah, your release mentions the millions already spent to cap not very many wells. What assurances can you give to residents that they can be candid with the ministry and not be facing a 5 or 6 figure bill? Yeah, listen, absolutely, that's the first step. This is about safety and about the safety of individual property owners and communities. So we would encourage property owners to reach out. This isn't about trying to assign blame or fault
fault on anybody. This is an exercise in safety, and the commitment that we've made through the money that we announced in 2023 and the implementation that will be ongoing through the years, the expansion of the Abandoned Works program, is all to make sure that people do feel comfortable in doing the right thing and reaching out to us so that we can better understand the risks or potentially the lack of risks that any individual well may pose.
And on the topic of money, if this will do for a follow-up, I guess, there have been people in Norfolk that have been ordered to evacuate their homes due to the gases coming out of these wells. Is there any talk at the provincial level of compensating people for the disruption to their lives that these wells can cause?
I think each individual community has its own circumstances, kind of as you've highlighted. We'll take feedback from the communities as we continue the conversations. I said that ongoing dialogue is an important part of what we're doing as we look very broadly at how to best to deal with this issue in different communities throughout the Southwest.
Thanks.
Hi there, Dwayne Worth, CHCH TV. How much of a safety risk do these wells represent?
Well, I think one of the reasons we wanted to enhance the program was to do some more risk profiling on wells. There can be some that pose a significant risk, and I'd highlight the community of Wheatley, which has been through a very difficult and tragic time, and we've supported them through that time, but there's no uncertain terms. It's something that we all wished hadn't happened. So we want to make sure that as part of the work we're doing more risk assessment and making sure that the time and the attention and the money that we are spending is directed first and foremost on those wells that may pose the highest risk.
Do you have an estimate of how many approximate abandoned wells there are in Ontario?
Well over 20,000. There's a huge number. Again, different risk profiles associated with a lot of them. We're looking at an industry that was, active and thriving in the mid to late 1800s in Southwest Ontario, and a lot of holes were put in the ground. The times have certainly changed, and the risk profile around some of those wells have changed, and that's why this program is so important. That's why the investment in the individual municipalities is important to help them be as best prepared as possible as well.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Judd from the Port Dover Maple Leaf. And in the summer when you were announcing money as part of the $23 million, there's $6 million for actual plugging of wells over 3 years. When are we going to hear some more about actual money for plugging wells?
Yeah, so we expanded the amount of annual dollars that we are spending on well plugging, so we're doing more work. Again, as part of that, it's risk assessment to make sure that we're working on the wells that pose the highest level of risk. But we have upped that number. I would note that the federal government has provided help in other jurisdictions in Canada with well plugging as well. We'd love them to come to the table to increase our capacity even more, but we'll continue to do that risk assessment and plug those wells that are at high risk and make sure that communities stay safe.
And as a follow-up, the Norfolk County has had a problem, I'm not even sure if it's fixed yet, on Forestry Farm Road. And at one time, they were talking about $750,000 to fix that one. So if there's only $6 million over 3 years, I know not everything is going to be $750,000, but do you have plans to expand the amount of money? Like, it doesn't sound like you're going to plug too many wells with $6 million.
There's a greater complexity to some wells, and some are relatively simple and straightforward. So, each one requires its own assessment for what the remedy is. Specifically for Forestry Farm Road, we know that's been a challenging one that has taken more resources and money, but at the same time, we'll invest what it takes to get the job done and get it done correctly.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much, everyone, and sorry I have a cold, or just getting over a cold today, so I sound a little, maybe a little winded, but I appreciate everybody's patience. Thank you. All right.